Hey everyone, so if you didn't know, this Friday starting from midnight Pacific time, itch.io is holding their Creator Day, an entire 24 hours where all developers get 100% of their revenue share. Itch doesn't take a cut from any sale during this period, making it the perfect time to support all the indie devs you'd like to. In preparation for this event, I put together a list of my favorite itch games that I got to play this year. Just like I always say, links are down below, and let's go. Alright, first up is Combo Postage, a single-player action puzzle arcade game where you have to tape up boxes and ship them out before your workload gets too much to handle. Each game lasts for as long as you can, my average being around a minute and a half. The game comes with its own custom mode too, where you can ramp up the difficulty for greater challenge or slow everything down for a bit of practice. With a 3-button control scheme and a low file size, almost anyone can give this gem a go. Number 2 is Eatvolve, an eat-em-up style indie where you need to help a worm mutate and survive in a wild and dangerous world through eating various critters and animals. Mix many different abilities from animals including frogs, rhinoceros beetles, sugar gliders and more. If you die, you jump right back into the action, starting as a worm all over again. It's great fun to experiment with different combinations of animals and pushing yourself to the limit of evolution. Number 3 is Build and Grow, a city builder with a minimalist style where you make your way across a randomly generated, ever-expanding landscape and place down randomly selected buildings to increase your score. Each building has their own synergies with other building types, impacting your score either positively or negatively. An average game lasts around 30 minutes. But there is no actual limit to how big a game can be. When I stopped playing my last game, I was around the 50-minute mark with no end in sight. The game is on sale for 10% off for over a month, so it's a win-win. Alright, fourth, we have Apocalypse. This has been my favourite sock pop collective game so far this year. In this simple RPG, you have to race against time to level up your character as much as possible and slay the Lich King after 20 days and nights. The entire map is in view for the duration of the game, letting you watch events happen in real time, including combat scenarios with NPCs, the Lich King himself, and the corruption that spreads through the land. The game includes a simple 1-button combat system and a bunch of NPCs to speak to and receive quests from. It's easy to pick up and challenging to master. A full playthrough will take roughly an hour and a half, but you can drop out and back in at any point with your progress saving regularly. Another absolute gem. Number 5 is Shovel Escape. In this action platformer, you must climb to the top of a giant hole before the lava below you rises up and swallows you. You wield a magical shovel you're able to teleport to every few seconds, giving you another dimension to movement and adding an exciting way to get yourself out of trouble. With a simple control scheme, each game will only be a couple of minutes max depending on how far you reach. The perfect game to chuck on if you're looking for a 10-minute time sink. Alright, next up we have Buck Up and Drive. In this high-energy arcade-style mashup of fighting and racing, choose your car and race down the road while avoiding or taking out vehicles in your way. In the classic mode, you'll be racing against time to reach checkpoints, hitting boosts and building up some of your own, through tricks you can pull. Fly through inspired areas including the moon, the desert, hell, and more. In 1v1 mode, you can fight another player or an NPC using your car to deal damage to your opponent. Controls are accessible, with everything in-game being controlled using only the thumbstick and a single button, making it playable with only one hand if need be. Customization is vast, with multiple cars and colors, and decals can be imported. The possibilities are endless. Right, number 7, we have A Dance of Fire and Ice. This 1-button rhythm game is intense and challenging. Follow planets ice and fire along a winding track, each mass orbiting one another. Play through 15 worlds with various genres of music as you go along. New patches bring free content as they are released. With a simplistic look and the ability to jump right back into a game after a defeat, it's hard to put this one down. After a few worlds, you'll eventually learn to sight read levels and feel the rhythm of the music instead of watching what's happening on screen. It has great music and easy calibration in case there's any desync. Go check it out. Alright, number 8, we have Fodder. A relatively new addition to the itch catalogue, the Fodder demo by Prospect Terrace has you running around as a goblin with a little sword just wanting to protect a little dungeon. Each night you will encounter new and more powerful enemies, and afterward you'll gather all the gold off your slain foes to purchase potions and new rooms. You also have the ability to craft a bow and a bunch of traps to keep the meddlesome explorers at bay. I think this game has huge potential, and I recommend that you check it out for yourself. It took me about half an hour to get to night 14. After that, I was just having fun experimenting with traps and potions. Number 9, we have Damocles Gaze. This one is my favourite entry from the Pancake Delicio library. In this roguelite, top-down shooter, you have 12 minutes to get as far as you can before the big boss arrives. As you play through the game, you'll unlock various cards to use in future runs. There are a ton of different weapons to use, and an even bigger range of enemies to fight. Each enemy is unique in their appearance, movement, and attack pattern, with the selection for each level being broadcast as cards before the action starts. Death isn't the end in Damocles Gaze, as the level will just reset and send you on your way again, meaning you're free to take as much punishment as you can handle in that 12-minute time frame. Pancake will be having a sale for Creator Day, so go and check out their whole library. And lastly, at number 10 we have this beautiful platformer Schmutzner, made by Avram Dumitrescu. Almost entirely animated in claymation style, you play a wacky telescoping robot that is tasked with cleaning up planets of slime. It's a very casual and unique experience, with a simple control scheme and a vibrant and extraordinary aesthetic. It's clear to see how much love has been put into this game. I cannot recommend it more. This one's also on sale right now, so be sure to go and check it out. We haven't even scraped the surface of the wonderful array of games that itch.io has to offer. Do yourself a huge favor and go and check out the site over Creator Day. You are guaranteed to find at least one gem you'll treasure forever. Again, if you'd like to check out any of the games I mentioned here today, the links will be down below. I put together a collection for your convenience if you'd like to check it out. If you enjoyed the content I made for you today, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If there's a particular itch game you'd like me to check out, drop a comment down below and let me know. I try and read and reply to every single one. If you'd like to support me or check out my socials, I have a link at the bottom of the description. And as always, have a good night.